Okay, so here this is called as a lateral inferior pontine syndrome. Lateral means lateral aspect of the pons, inferior part of the pons, and pontine syndrome. Okay, and it is first proposed by I think in the 18th century. It's about the Fowler's syndrome, and it is also called as the ICA syndrome. Okay, mainly the involved artery is anterior inferior cerebellar artery. Okay, you remember in the blood supply artery, ICA is going to supply the lower lateral aspect of the pons. Not only that one, even the, okay, I will draw this one. This is a basilar artery here. Okay, this is actually paramedian, short circumference, and the long circumference branch of the basilar artery also there, and there is the ICA which is going here, which is going having the lateral supply to the pons here, right? So ICA branches and the long circumferential branches of pontine arteries are going to get occluded, and this much portion of the lateral part of pons is going to hamper, and due to that there are certain symptoms going to produce, collectively called as a lateral inferior pontine syndrome. Let us see one by one what are those symptoms. First we'll start with this one here. Okay, what is this? This is first whatever we will discuss about. First is about the ipsilateral side, then the contralateral side. Okay, ipsilateral side, the same side of affected part, there is a first thing will come from here, the vestibular nucleus. The first one is vestibular nucleus. Okay, shall I remove this lateral part so that we can understand this one? You can understand this. No, same thing will be on the either side. So we'll remove this one and we'll try to write some notes regarding it. Vestibular nucleus is going to get involved here. It's going to produce nystagmus, nausea, and vertigo symptoms. They are going to produce nystagmus, vertigo, and nausea. Okay, so these are the first symptom, vestibular nucleus, right? And again here there are two nuclei related with the cochlear system, so they are going to get the symptoms of hearing if these are going to get involved. So what are these? Cochlear nucleus, which are going to produce either deafness or tinnitus. Okay, so deafness or tinnitus, right? So what is the third symptom? So this is over. So these two are getting over. And what is this? They are the reticular formation. I am speaking, there are a lot of other nuclei related to that one. Here actually the reticular formation related with the autonomic nervous system fibers are get occluded, which leads to the production of a Horner syndrome. Horner syndrome include many other symptoms other than the half face sweating is not going to proper, and upper eyelid getting drooped downwards. People get constricted. Many other symptoms are there, which in other sections we are going to study about those things. So here the autonomic fibers, okay, of autonomic fibers of the reticular formation of pons, which are related with the going to produce Horner syndrome. Okay, this is another thing. Okay, Horner syndrome. Okay, this is also over. Next, what is this? Can you recognize this one? This is the trigeminal nuclei, right? The trigeminal nucleus. The chief nucleus is there in the upper part of, middle and upper part of the pons, and this is the mesencephalic nucleus of the trigeminal complex. This is the spinal nucleus of the trigeminal complex. Usually this spinal nucleus is related with the pain, temperature, and touch sensation of the face. Okay, so if it is going to involve, whole tract is going to get obstructed because it's going to run downwards. Okay, if it is, and from downwards it's going to carry the sensation to the thalamus, and above it is going to get means the almost all part of the face, touch, temperature, pain sensation will be lost. Okay, so third one is here. Fourth one what we will mention is about spinal nucleus, okay, of trigeminal nerve, right, which involves loss of pain, temperature, and touch from phase. Okay, from phase. Okay, phase, pain, temperature, and touch sensation will be lost. Okay, this is another one. Okay, this is also over. This over, this over, this over, this over, this over. What is left out? Can you see this one? What is this? The seventh cranial nerve nuclei. What is the seventh nerve cranial nerve nuclei? This is a facial nerve. Okay, and even the facial nucleus and the facial nerve both are involved. Okay, so fifth one what we will write is about the facial nucleus and nerve, both facial nerve. What is going to produce the symptoms, which leads to facial paralysis. Okay, and as we know that the facial nerve is also going to supply the stapedius muscle, and which are also going to lead to the corneal reflex. Then there is loss of corneal reflex. Then there is a stapedial reflex. Okay, stapedial reflex. Okay, the stapedial reflex will be lost. And also we know that anterior 2/3 of the tongue sensation, taste sensation, which is going to carried by the facial nerve, that is also lost. So anterior 2/3 part of tongue, taste sensation. See, anterior 2/3 part of the tongue taste sensation will be lost, but posterior will be intact because of the glossopharyngeal nerve is not involved here. But here, what we see, the spinal nucleus is going to involve, which is going to take the temperature, touch sensation from the tongue. But it is not going to happen. Totally, tongue doesn't have touch, temperature, pain, and taste sensations. Okay, so this is also get over. Okay, this and this was over. Then what is left out? What is this one? Middle cerebellar peduncle. Along with this, what it is there here? From the pons, the inferior cerebellar peduncle. Middle and the inferior cerebellar peduncles are involved here. So sixth one is middle and inferior cerebellar peduncles. Okay, so if they are involved, what is going to happen? The ataxia of the limbs and trunk, both. Okay, ataxia of limbs and trunk. Okay, leads to okay, so the vestibular nucleus is going to involve the cochlear nucleus, spinal nucleus of the trigeminal nerve, and the reticular formation in which the autonomic nerve fibers are going to involve. Seventh nucleus and the seventh cranial nerve, that is the facial nucleus and facial nerve, are going to involve, and along with that, whatever the fibers are running, there are 4 fibers which are running, all those getting hampered. There is a inferior and middle cerebellar peduncles are involved. These all involvement leads to the ipsilateral conditions. So whatever the symptoms we have studied here, all these are ipsilateral in situation. Okay, so what is the contralateral situation here? Can you guess which involvement here, which I did not tell, leads to the contralateral involvement? Remember this one, your friend, who is this? Here the lateral spinothalamic is going to get involved, which leads to the contralateral loss of pain and temperature from the limbs. Okay, so loss of pain, temperature from limbs. Okay, right, this one is contralateral. All these are ipsilateral condition, which is the syndrome called as a lateral inferior pontine syndrome or Foville syndrome, or it's also called as ICA syndrome.